Hello guys, it's Justin, and what I thought I'd do today is, after explaining who I am, what I'm doing, how we win clients, I just thought I'd run through our structure. How we're structured I feel is quite unique, but also there's a lot of lessons I can teach from how we got to this point. Now, we are a business now that's around 20 people, but we are 20 people with licenses in the UAE, in Saudi, Singapore, Hong Kong, and with offshore teams in Sri Lanka and Philippines. At one point, we were nearly 40 people just in Dubai. So obviously the business itself has gone through quite a lot of change. We were a very traditional sort of 360 recruitment business, and now we've ditched that completely and gone into a layered approach. And my whole vision and for our business, the way we're going to move forward, and what I'm going to be teaching people eventually, is that I think you can build a great multi seven-figure business with fewer people, not with more. Okay, there's technology out there, there's offshoring, there's all these capabilities that allow you to build a really successful seven-figure business with fewer people, less stress, less headaches. And one of the things that really I didn't enjoy when I had a much bigger business was, I thought once you got beyond that sort of 12 people in one office, all sorts of company culture issues would creep up, and people, WhatsApp splinter groups would be created. Your role as a boss, it was really sort of dealing with internal politics, and HR would need to be involved. It just wasn't something that I really enjoyed. And given the fact that, I think 95 to 97% of recruitment companies don't sell. Okay, you want to be in a position where you want to build a really good, steady business that gives you a great income as an owner, and it gives you a sustainable period of growth. Okay, and I think you can do that by having a smaller team, and a team that has great offshoring, great tools at its disposal, and operates in a way where it's in a real micro niche market. That's what I've done, and that's what's brought us to a lot of success. So let me break down how we're structured right now. So we've got, as I said, licenses in those 4 different territories. We have headcount that covers the Middle East in Dubai, and in that Dubai office you've got client-facing teams. So we have someone that essentially runs the office, like a de facto general manager, account managers for clients, and then we have our marketing leader there, and we have a marketing and events person sat alongside them. So the de facto GM is very much hands-on in client management, but also engaging with our account managers, where our account managers are the people that pick up business from our existing customers and increase growth of customers, or increase growth from customers that have engaged with our marketing team, and I'll come on to that. We then have a marketing team that's dealing with all our outbound, so be those LinkedIn strategic campaigns, be those email strategic campaigns, be those hosting all our events, coming up with all the different ideas and concepts that give us great social coverage. They're sat in Dubai as well. So we've got the lady that's purely organizing events and then following up on any warm leads that come through. Me as the founder, I am in Dubai. I do help out and get involved in new business. That's, I think, one of the big weapons that I can bring to, or big assets that I can bring to the business, is that I'm very good at new business. I'm a bit of a weapon in that space, so I can really help out there. That's the way we're therefore structured in Dubai. It really is. We've got a team lead who's kind of working on recruitment and account management that helps manage the account managers. We've got the marketing function there. We've got someone that helps with business development and events on marketing. We're actually recruiting, and we will be hiring. So, depending on what time you hear this, we'll have someone that's just focused on the Saudi market as well, where we've got a license and an Arabic speaker doing that. And then we also have, sat in Dubai, we have our operations team. So in operations, we have someone that works very closely as kind of like an operations assistant, but also kind of a PA to myself, an ops manager that helps out with all following up on finance, that helps out all HR aspects within the office, looking after the office, just making sure everything runs smoothly, to be honest with you, and that our tools and systems that we bring on board, that person's always got an eye on that, is very much in control of what systems that we're using. And then we have our CFO. Our CFO actually works flex between Chennai and India and into Dubai. Given our business is Middle East and Asia focused, that operates really, really well for us. Hong Kong, we use that as our main base to cover the whole of Asia. Now, we tried Singapore. I actually lived in Singapore for 4 years. We enjoyed Singapore, but the reality is, to scale a business, it's very hard to do so if you are a business like ours that's kind of run with a diverse workforce. So we had some Singaporeans, we had some expats, and in Singapore it's very much geared towards having Singapore, Singaporeans employed in all jobs. And if you want to bring in expats, they need to be very niched out or paid very high. It just didn't financially make sense to run Singapore with headcount there. It made much more sense, given that my business partner Adam is based in Hong Kong, for us to structure and grow the business around him. Also, Hong Kong has a much more liberal visa system, so it's easier for us to get expats there. It's easier for us to scale the business there. Not that we want to get too big, but that for us was a much easier place to be. We've also had the license there since 2016. So like I was saying, our Hong Kong business is structured and really in a mirrored format to how our Dubai business is, with Adam, my business partner, kind of leading from the charge with the new business and helping run the office. We're also going to be getting a general manager in underneath him, and that's going to be helping coordinate and help run the team. We have account managers, offshore resource like we have in Dubai, and I'll talk about the offshore team that we've got in its entirety in a minute. And also we have an operations manager operating out of Hong Kong that helps coordinate with all operational HR duties and make sure the office runs smoothly and helps with the accounting team. Okay, so I want to talk now about offshoring, because I think one of the main reasons we were able to go from a much bigger business, I think at one point we were like 45 people, 46 people, down to 20, but still maintain the same revenue, is the investment into tools. And I talked earlier about really good CRM, a really good outbound client acquisition system, and I've talked about offshoring. Now let me just go into detail about that sort of offshoring. Offshoring for us is all candidate delivery, so that means shortlisting, selecting, identifying, all of that is done offshore. So each of our guys who are in Sri Lanka or in Philippines have access to LinkedIn Recruiter, have access to our CRM. They post job adverts, they do outreach, they are constantly talking to candidates, making sure that they're right for our jobs. They'll shortlist, they'll select them. We've trained them how to have conversations, send out emails, shortlist, get all the nitty-gritty details that are required for a really detailed candidate shortlisting aspect. We get them, we train them up to do that. They then make sure that the people that we're putting forward are correct. They send those candidates up to the account managers, who then will pre-qualify again with the offshore team, making sure everything's okay. If they feel that they want to have a quick conversation with them, they can. And then our offshore team handle all the admin aspects of booking and interviews. They actually are involved in quite a bit of the client communication as well, because we hire people where communication skills are really, really important. We want people to be able to be great writers and on the phone. So that's a big part of our interview process when we find offshore, is that they have to be great communicators, and all our team are. What we also have offshore is our marketing support team. So we have content writing, we have SEO, etc., all handled offshore. Design work as well. We have a designer that works for us. Again, that's handled offshore, and that plugs into our marketing team. So as you can see, our offshore team play a really interesting part in the whole ecosystem when you combine it with the layered approach, when you combine it with the tools and technology, and when you combine what their implementation is. Now, we go and visit the offshore team quite a bit. We chose Philippines and Sri Lanka purely based on the fact that geographically it works really, really well when you've got a MENA and APAC business, and that's how they plug into the system. Where do I see things growing? Well, business development is going to be a key. People that are actually going to be doing further detailed outreach as we grow our business. We're going to, rather than put people onto Dubai or onto Hong Kong's headcount, I'm going to be looking at growing people who are going to be doing reach outs on the back of our marketing and business development activity, probably via video. So via Loom, we do quite a lot of investment into Loom right now, and we'll have those people doing reach outs. We've identified South Africa as a very interesting place to do another for doing business development outreach, and right now we're looking at people to do BD outreach from South Africa. So I hope that gives you a good idea of how our structure is. That's what's led us to be a sort of multi-seven-figure business. So with this structure and the amount of people that I've just outlined, you're looking at around 19 to 20 people. As I said to you before, we do anywhere between 3.5 to 5 million on a good or average year. So you're looking around about, from our average fee size, anywhere between 55 to say 65 placements per quarter. Okay, now that should give you a really nice manageable business. Now the reason we keep it manageable as well is that we've kept it lean. We kept it split across two regions. So my business partner, he's managing the APAC region. Obviously we've got me and our GM in Dubai. It means the business is well managed. It means that it's not too heavy, too out of control. It means that you can keep it lean, run to a good multi-seven figure, and you've got systems and automation running with offshoring that combine combine together to work well. That's how what our structure is. I can go into more depth on this one, obviously, when we talk further and in other videos, but I thought I'd just give you an idea of how our organogram looks and what our structure is in this phase.